What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. Shout out to the LDBC. One time for the one time evening grind. I've been hearing a lot of people, like I just go around threads, on websites, Facebook, the whole nine, And it's people like, I can't see how McGregor and Mayweather is going to break the Pacquiao record, was it 4.6 million pay-per-view buys. People say, it's a joke of a fight. People said it's bullshit. It's not. It's gonna flop. Even after them seeing the big crowds at the press conferences, I never seen crowds like that at any combat sport press conference. And let's just keep it real. If I'm missing one, please let me know. But now look here. 2-part video really, but let's mix it all in with one. It's an event and I'm not paying for it. If I had the choice between playing Triple G and Canelo in this fight, probably Triple G and Canelo. I'm really contemplating buying that fight. I haven't bought a fight since I want to say high school. My mother bought me a fight because I had like straight A's on the report card or some shit like that. I was about to graduate, matter of fact. It was in that winter of 07. It was maybe it was De La Hoya and Mayweather. That was the last fight I bought, or bought from you know what I mean, that I bought at my house. And I'm always on that tip as far as you don't have to pay for the Super Bowl for pay-per-view. Why I have to pay for a product in boxing that might not be its best product? We know the Super Bowl is the climax of the NFL season. Boxing, you never know, and it's $130 if it lands on Sky in the UK. It's $130 if you don't have a Sky subscription in the UK. People was arguing me, and I posted the article and posted, Hatman's video about it. It's $130. It's crazy. And it comes on at 5 in the morning from what I'm hearing. For what my boy telling me, it comes at 5 in the morning over there. So it is what it is. But I think this fight will smash it for the simple fact people say, why is this fight getting entry? Why is it piquing interest? Why is it doing this? Why is it doing that? Do you not understand? It's a fantasy fight. It's in the same fucking breath as seeing Rocky Marciano fight Muhammad Ali, seeing Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali, seeing Floyd Mayweather versus Chavez Sr. It's in that same class. It's a hypothetical that's reality. You got MMA fighters talking shit, boxers talking shit. For some reason, it's kind of a line. It's people frown upon either or, wherever you stand on. The UFC people say boxing is old school, it's a limited combat. People from boxing say UFC is for motherfuckers that can't box. They ain't making them boxing. And now you got two rabid fan bases coming together to see who's better. Now the hardcore boxing fans are frowning upon this. But at the end of the day, the hardcore boxing fan is a small percentage of the boxing pie. If the hardcore boxing fan was the larger percentage, like a casual fan, then I would be like, okay, I see where this fight might flop at. But they're a small percentage. The casual fan makes up every fucking sports, the majority of every sports. If you don't know what a casual fan is a person that's familiar with the sport, but he's not immersed in it. He's not in depth with the sport. He pays attention, but it ain't live or die. He pops his head in for the Super Bowl. That's a casual fan. Now you have your hardcore fans, like I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I'm a Michigan fan. Go Blue. I fuck with them. I rock with them. If it's Michigan playing against Appalachian State and it's Florida State playing Miami, I don't give a shit about Florida State Miami. I don't care if it's on ABC. I gotta go to the Big Ten Network. I'm watching Michigan. That's a hardcore fan. As far as on that level. But, you know what I'm saying? So, you see what I'm saying? But that's the difference. So, the casual is way more casual people that's more interested and more peeking their head into this fight because it's a fantasy fight that's reality. It's like one of those fantasy fights you put up in your group. You ask your friends, like, man, I think Muhammad Ali would knock out Tyson. I'm like, man, Tyson knock out Muhammad Ali. Now you get to see it happening. Conor McGregor is a great trash talker. So is Floyd Mayweather a great trash talker. So they're going to try to sell this fight and try to push this fight. If you notice, with the Pacquiao and Mayweather, the 5 or 6, 7 years, how many years went by, it promoted itself, so they didn't need to feel the promoted. Floyd didn't need to talk trash. He called Pacquiao punchy eyes. He was on steroids. He dogged him out numerous times, and Pacquiao and Freddie Roach took their shots at Floyd Mayweather as well. All that played into the marketing of that fight. With this fight, it's been built up over the last 2 or 3 months, so they put an effort in covering their bases so this fight can do numbers. It wasn't built up the same way as Pacquiao and Mayweather. It wasn't built up the same way as Canelo and Mayweather. They knew they offered that Canelo fight, that Mayweather fight to Canelo when he was 16 years old, according to Canelo. So it wasn't built in the same type of way. You know, now they trash talking, they forcing it now. They're trying to cover every base about this fight, and that's fine and dandy. You know, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a knee-jerk reaction to this fight that's going to be drastic if it doesn't live up to the expectations. And if Floyd wins a boring decision or stoppage or anything controversial, anything short of spectacular, he's going to be put the blame on it. He's talking about, I'm not fighting no more. Of course he's not fighting no more, because the aftershock effect that Pacquiao Mayweather had on every fan, besides the purists and the hardcore fan, you know that's how we do the fans, casuals, hardcore, purists. If you follow my channel, you know a lot of pay-per-views will affect it. I thought the effect will go longer than that, but Canelo, broke the curse and did a million pay-per-view buys for Chavez Senior. You know, then Chavez Jr. Excuse me. Then Triple G was blaming his pay-per-view with Jacobs on Mayweather, and then all that other stuff that went on after it. Now, you know, Canelo broke the jinx. Now Mayweather's here to jinx him one more time and jump in front of his fight. But it won't matter. You know, but if this fight is a killer, you know, it's spectacular. It's everything it's supposed to be as far as, you know, what fans think it is, which I can't see it being. I think it just pumps more blood and more juice and more vitality into the Canelo Triple G fight. But if it's horrible, I don't think the casual fans gonna want to spend another $60 to $70 to watch Triple G and Canelo. But the one thing I don't like, you know, I don't like about the Canelo, I don't like about the Conor and Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight is the simple fact they're making it into a race fight. If you remember the old Larry Helms fights versus the guy, what was his name, Gary Cooney, I think it was his name, Cooney or whatever. I think it was an Irish guy, you know, and they built that fight was, you know, one of Larry Holmes' most significant fights, and especially of build-up in the audience, because it was, you know, his white people versus the black people. And that's what they wanted to see. They thought that guy had a chance at beating Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes was underappreciated, you know, by his own, you know, race, the black people. He's one of the most underappreciated black athletes in American history. America is a young country by most people's standards. But that's what they're trying to make this shit out to be. They're trying to make it a Rocky, Apollo. You know, Conor McGregor is using racial slurs. I understand that he used racial slurs with Nate Diaz and UFC. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, going to go for him. It's white America. You know, the minute that Floyd Mayweather makes a racist crack and calls him a cracker or whatever it is, then it's a major issue. Then he's the black sheep again. He's been the black sheep. And it is a racial thing. I'm getting part 2 of this. It's a black versus white. You know why Mayweather don't care? You know why McGregor don't care? Because at the end of the day, they pockets going to be heavy, and we still going to be talking about some shit that they don't even care about, that they making characters, and they on private jets going to London laughing about together. They in cahoots with this stuff, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if those dudes were best friends, had friendship rings and shit like that. It's definitely an absolute of a joke of a show. But if you want to support it, who am I to tell you you can't go support it? If you got $100 to blow, who am I to tell you don't go blow that $100? But what I am telling you is this. I don't want to hear that crybaby shit after the fight. We've been telling y'all this shit. The boxing, the hardcores, the peers been telling these casual fans what it is. We know what it is. You know, it's no joke that McGregor got stopped and everybody's saying Brandon Rios, and people are going off a source, you know, from another source. So they're not going off the main source of the interview. Like, I'm going to see the interview. I got to see the main source. I can't believe what Tommy told Billy, what Billy told Susie, what Susie told Jimmy. Fuck that. I got to go to the beginning. I got to see it myself. I watched the interview. I pushed it in the link. I don't know how people watched it. I dropped the video a couple days ago. Jesse Vargas said, I heard he got knocked down in sparring. He said it might have been Brandon Rios. It was a fucking joke. Brandon Rios said, you know, no, it wasn't me. Obviously, Brandon Rios is wherever they is in California. It wasn't Brandon Rios. He's right there. You know, he's telling you it wasn't him. And it was a very joking matter. it was joking, and people took it serious. You know, people took it serious, and it wasn't, because everybody is not going to the horse's mouth. But they basing this shit on race. They trying to sell race. They trying to break a record, and I can't be a part of fake racial tension with all the shit that's going on in this country about white privilege, about a lot of black people getting killed by the police, and all this shit. And they want to artificially make some shit up like this as racial fake beef with Floyd Mayweather and McGregor. Then McGregor calls him a faggot, knowing he has the spotlight on him, just to take some of the spotlight off of McGregor calling black people monkeys. So it is what it is, though. But don't come over in my thread crying. I don't want to see you on any of the posts crying. Oh, the fight wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I don't give a shit. I told you. But we about to talk about this Wilder, Ortiz thing next. We gone.